What up, Blockheads? Oh man, I'm making the trip to the DMV today, which, you know, that's a place that everybody loves, right? So yeah, I headed to the DMV today. Got to take care of some stuff. Oh man, it's never a fun time at the DMV. On the way to the DMV, I wanted to talk about a subject. I recently made a video that was basically going over 5 reasons you should ride a motorcycle. I wanted to make a counter to that because during that video I even talked about some of the downsides, but I didn't really elaborate on them because it wasn't that video, you know. I wasn't focusing on the negatives or why you shouldn't ride. And that same format, list video format that I did for that video, I'm gonna do a counter to it, basically giving you guys 5 reasons you should not ride a motorcycle. The dark side of motorcycles, I guess you could say. Not the dark side, not like force powers or anything. You're not gonna be a Sith Lord. Nerd. Come on, who doesn't like Star Wars? Love Star Wars. Reason number 1 to not ride a motorcycle, and it's going to be, I mean, pretty much the biggest reoccurring thing if you do end up riding a motorcycle, or if you guys currently ride motorcycles, you know this as well. But reason number 1 to not ride a motorcycle is these. Car. Behind me, truck. So basically, other automobiles, I think would probably be the number 1 reason to not ride a motorcycle. And the reason behind that is that they're dangerous. I mean, you could ride a motorcycle to the best of your abilities, and dude, it's not even up to you sometimes. But these freaking cagers, man, it's like they won't pay attention. They'll be on their cell phones, or, you know, I don't even, like, just be distracted in general, right? Not just spacing out, and not even see you. You know, they don't see motorcycles a lot of the time. You know, we get loud pipes so they can maybe at least hear us. We get bright lights so they can, you know, at least see us. But man, it's like a lot of people are just totally mindless when they drive, and that makes it incredibly dangerous to ride a motorcycle. Motorcycles don't have side curtain airbags or front crumple zones or rear bumpers. You know, we don't have any of that stuff. We are totally exposed to the elements and to everything. So because of that, you know, it's like we have to pay attention to these 2,000, 4,000, 6,000 pound hunks of metal projectiles that are going around, piloted by people that are just not paying attention. You know, so like if I were going on this road and now we're going 45, 50 miles an hour, that guy didn't look at me and he pulls out. If I can't miss him, or if I don't have enough time to stop, if he pulls out like right in front of me, dude, like, you're gonna get into an accident. That's why you should wear your gear. There are times where I won't wear a jacket, you know, whenever it gets hot as hell in the summer months. But for the most part, I mean, if I'm on a motorcycle, I'm always wearing my helmet, always wearing my gloves, always wearing boots and pants. But yeah, one of the reasons, like at the end of the videos, I tell you guys, I'm like, ride safe, stay vigilant. You know, you have to be super vigilant, man. You have to constantly be watching and predicting what people are gonna do, and kind of reading the body language of traffic, or reading the traffic language, I guess you could say. At any point in time, you know, like a car could swerve over, and like, I don't know, a person could have a heart attack at the wheel and swerve and hit me, and I'm totally helpless. But, you know, it's one of those risks you take. What is that guy doing? Is there a... Holy shit. Dude. And there's like little saddlebags on the back of it. It's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, reason number 1 to not ride a motorcycle. Cagers, traffic. Oh man, it's dangerous. Reason number 2 to not ride a motorcycle is the weather. Obviously, I feel like a lot of this compares to cars, right? Because with a car, you've got your convenience of being covered up and being safe and inside airbags and a climate-controlled little cage, right? Well, weather is a definite negative factor for motorcycles, because it doesn't have to be nice weather to ride a motorcycle. But there's lots of people that ride motorcycles in not good weather at all. But it definitely sucks having to put on like rain gear. So like right now, going to the DMV, I've got paperwork in my pocket, and if it were to start raining, I would have to pull over because that paperwork cannot get wet. It's like really important paperwork, you know? So I'd have to pull over, keep the paperwork protected. My swing arm bag is not waterproof, so it's like I can't put it in there. And then I would show up to the damn DMV and I'd be soaking wet. And so that sucks. You've got snow. Like, once it starts snowing, man, people winterize their bikes and, you know, they put them in the garage because it's not even worth taking the risk of riding on, you know, terrible road conditions. You know, it's like ice and snowy roads and all the salt that basically like eats away your bike. Weather is definitely like a huge negative to being able to ride or to riding a motorcycle. And in addition to it being a negative, not wanting to ride in that stuff, it also makes it way more risky to ride a motorcycle because, hey, you've only got two wheels here, right? So if one of those wheels goes, you know, and slips on some ice, then you possibly lose control of the motorcycle depending on how fast you're going. You end up laying it down. If you're on a busy road, you know, you freaking lay it down and then you're in traffic. You got to worry about other, once again, going back to other cars, you got to worry about other cars. I mean, even in a situation like this, me stopping right here, I got to keep my eye on my mirrors, make sure that guy behind me stops. I actually should have kept it in first gear just in case he didn't stop and I could have like gone and pulled off. But that's a different episode. I'll give you guys an episode where I give you some city riding tips because, man, there's a lot of stuff that you got to do to be seen and to try and avoid being hit by these guys. What's up, guys? Yeah, weather conditions. Sucky. So, third reason you should not ride a motorcycle is, and this is going to probably strike a chord with a lot of you, but I think the majority of my demographic is like 25 to 35, right? And if you're outside of that demographic, that's totally fine. That doesn't mean you have to stop watching. In fact, I encourage more of you outside of that demographic to watch. Third reason you should not ride is maturity level. And it's not like you're going to be able to like evaluate your own maturity level. Although I'm sure other people around you probably can, but dude, if you're not there yet, if you're not mentally mature enough to like handle the responsibilities of a motorcycle, you shouldn't be riding a motorcycle. So, dude, because these things are dangerous, man. It's like a lot of this comes back around to, you know, cars, dangerous. Weather, dangerous. I mean, it's a tool. It's a great mode of transportation. There are a lot of perks that come along with it, but it is dangerous. And based on the risks you take, it either increases or decreases that danger. So weaving in and out of traffic, you know, dangerous. I guess you could look at it like this. People that buy cruisers, insurance is freaking dirt cheap. Why is that? Because people that buy cruisers are usually a little bit older, a little bit more mature. You know, they're a little bit more expensive depending on what you get. I mean, you can get cruisers for pretty cheap, you know, like Sportsters and stuff like that. And insurance is just ridiculous cheap on those. It's awesome. Rev bump. The reason that is because the maturity level of the demographic. Saw, dude. You know, they don't take as many risks. They're not racing them and stuff like that. I mean, some people do. There's going to be your exceptions, you know, that are doing wheelies and being hooligans and shit, right? But it's not near as many as, say, if we look at a different style of bike, like sport bikes, super sports, you know, like a Yamaha R6 or a CBR1000, you know, stuff like that, where who's buying those bikes is younger kids, teenagers. I remember being, shit, like 16 years old and being like, oh, I want an R6. And it's a damn good thing I didn't get one or wasn't able to afford one back then, because I probably would have hurt myself, like no joke, because I wasn't mature enough. I ended up having an R6. I purchased one whenever I had my Iron 883, traded it in for a CBR1000RR, and man, those things have an immense amount of power. Like, they're just insanely powerful. Very fast. I mean, they're freaking meant to be on a racetrack. Not in the best part of town. Whatever. What the hell? Has everybody got their shirts off? Anyways, yeah. My maturity level back when I was, you know, shit, like till I was like 23, 24. I grew up a lot in my mid-20s. And like I said, it's a damn good thing I didn't have the ability to purchase a motorcycle, especially like a sport bike like I wanted back then, because I would have ended up hurting myself. I mean, I had a car, I had a really nice car, and you know, I put a lot of time and effort into it, went to car shows, you know, it was pretty quick, and I drove like a jackass in that car, man. Like, I put myself in this, like, situations, like risks that I should not have taken, but I mean, it's just part of growing up and being stupid, you know? Alright, it's supposed to be here somewhere. Alright, here it is. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be honest with yourself, you know? If you drive a car like a jackass, should you own a motorcycle? Because you're probably gonna drive a motorcycle like a jackass too. But yeah, be honest with yourself, you know? It's gonna be one of those hard truths. I'm here a little early. Magic Mall, Elegant Beauty Supplies, Orlando Nails. Good God, this part of town, no bueno. Even gonna bust out the disc brake lock, which I rarely do. Link to that part in the description below. It's called a disc brake lock and has an alarm built onto it, as you could hear just then. Alright, I'm gonna go get this all taken care of. I will resume this video in just a moment.
Now serving phone number 4462 at window 16.
I gotta come back. What's worse than having to go to the DMV? I'm gonna come back to the DMV. Reasons you shouldn't ride. I was talking about maturity. Basically kind of boils down to self-control, you know? If you don't have self-control, then you can get yourself in some really bad scenarios, put yourself in a bad place with a motorcycle. So one of the rides that we were doing a while back, and I was on the R6, and the other guys that I was riding with, they were saying like, dude, I'm surprised you're not riding like every other sport bike rider, which means that you like freaking get on throttle and just and take off. It's a lot of fun to do that. But I was trying to ride with a group, you know, it wasn't on my own. So scoop. So yeah, you gotta have self-control, man. It comes along with maturity. So fourth reason not to ride a motorcycle is if you don't have the proper gear. And man, this is going to, there's probably gonna be a number of you that disagree with this, but you know, if you don't have the proper gear, if you don't have a helmet, man, if you don't have gloves, like, yes, you can ride a motorcycle without that, but is it really worth the risk? You know, they say all the gear all the time, and a really good thing to motivate people to actually wear their damn gear is looking at photos of people that have gone down or been in accidents that weren't wearing gear. And here, I'll go ahead and show you guys some photos of that. Yeah, it doesn't look very pleasant, does it? Those people that don't wear gear, that's what we call them, squids. And the reason they're called squids is because they smear around like a squid whenever they hit the pavement. And that's pretty much like sandpaper. It's worse than sandpaper. So when you can take something and you put it against sandpaper at, you know, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, hell, even at 10 miles an hour, it's gonna hurt. I saw this video one time, and this person went down and they had a GoPro mounted on the side of their bike, right? To where they could basically see the foot peg like they were shifting. And so the GoPro, whenever it fell over, was tucked in enough that it didn't get knocked off the bike. And it just got footage of this bike sliding across the pavement, right? From the perspective of the foot peg. And the foot peg just ground down like that. Super quick. And that's metal. So, I mean, if you don't have the proper gear, I'm saying, I'm advocating for not riding a motorcycle if you don't have proper gear. Like, if I'm in my garage and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take the bike out for a spin real quick, but then I'm like, damn it, I don't have my helmet, or damn it, I'm not wearing my pants, I'm wearing shorts instead. I'll go and I'll get that stuff. I'll go and I'll grab my helmet, or I'll go and I'll grab my jacket, or I'll go and I'll change my shorts and put pants on and boots. You know, I don't ride around in sneakers because, dude, some of the ankle injuries that I've seen, it's just, you need, like I said, if you need a good motivator, Go look at some pictures of riders that have gone down. It's more than enough motivation. Granted, I don't always wear my jacket, but that's on me, and you know, but helmet, definitely, man. Like, there's people that advocate for not wearing a helmet and don't want helmet laws or whatever, but dude, it saves your life, dude. I mean, look at the amount of people that have been in wrecks that have been wearing helmets, and they say like it's a damn good thing I was wearing this helmet, because otherwise, gotta protect your brain, yo. Gotta protect your face. Oh snap! Funny side note. There was a GTR in a video that I did a while back, and I didn't basically like say anything about it. I just rode by it, and so many people responded like, "Oh, just casually pass this GTR without saying anything." Somebody on the phone, like I said, distracted driver. All right, and the fifth and final reason that I'm going to go over to not ride a motorcycle is road conditions, shit like that. And that's not terrible, but dude, if the entire road was that, it would suck. Especially when you add elements to it like rain or oil, you know, like from all these other cars that are driving that drip out oil. That's why you don't ride in the center lane either, but I'll get to that whenever we do a city riding tips video, or center of the lane rather. You ride in the tire track, so this is the right lane position, that's the left lane position. But all that darkness in the middle, that's all like oil and coolant and stuff that's been leaking out of cars. So yeah, road conditions, it plays a huge factor. I've known some people that live in some pretty terrible areas, like terrible road condition areas, and they just say it's so off-putting because, like I said, whenever you combine like traffic plus weather conditions, and then you don't have a good like solid, you know, surface to ride on, man, it sucks. Jackass. You know, I mean, gravel on the roads, like in a turn like this, if there were a patch of gravel, it would cause me to like wash out, you know, like the bike would low side and, you know, you get into an accident. Like there's a road, if I were to take a left up here and like go to Harley, because Orlando Harley is back in here, the road is just garbage, man. It's like really super terrible. One of the worst places I've ever been in terms of roads would be Louisiana. So it's all you people that live in Louisiana, man, sorry about your luck. But a lot of people, they'll not ride, and I've heard of a lot of people like saying that they sell their bikes because of bad road conditions. So yeah, there's 5 reasons to not ride, I guess. Cars, cagers, the weather, we had maturity level and self-control, we had not having the proper gear, and road conditions. There's a lot of factors into riding a motorcycle, you know, especially riding a motorcycle and enjoying it. And that's why people like getting out into the countryside and getting onto some nice twisty roads, you know, good quality roads. Anyways, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to post up any other reasons that you can think of that somebody possibly shouldn't ride a motorcycle. These are just my opinions, so I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with them. They're all subjective, you know, they're all open to, well, whatever, I don't know, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. If you guys aren't subscribed already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell icon while you're over there, so it sends you notifications of future uploads. If you guys actually are already subscribed, be sure to go hit that bell icon as well, so and turn on notifications for uploads and activity. If you guys want some behind the scenes access, that means like exclusive photos, exclusive videos, be sure to go check out Patreon at patreon.com/blockheadmoto. As always, y'all ride safe out there, stay vigilant, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.